The Lake District, also known as the Lakes or Lakeland, is a mountainous region in the northwest of England. Now, the Lake District provided inspirations for writers including William Wordsworth, John Ruskin, and Beatrix Potter, whose homes were popular places to visit, as well as some famous artists. Now, it continues to attract thousands of tourists, walkers, and adventurers in search of its fascinating heritage and abundant outdoor activities. Now, from its glistering lakes to the towering fells and mountains, it's a dream destination for all visitors. Having visited the district on a holiday with my family in the summer of 2018, we fell in love with these amazing lakes as we enjoyed the serene nature, beautiful mountains, and breathtaking landscape. One thing that caught my attention was the sheer number of dogs in town, in cafes, in restaurants, in stores, literally everywhere, and especially in Keswick. Now, the town was incredibly dog friendly, with dogs welcomed in pubs, in shops, attractions, and on public transport. In fact, you will probably spot more dogs than people milling about the high streets. Now, the dogs are just as welcome as the owners, with hundreds of pet-friendly canine properties including lodges, cottages, and apartments. While on my trip to the dog-friendly Lake District, I read an article about a man who wrote an email to a small hotel he planned to visit on his vacation to Lake District. And he wrote the following: I would very much like to bring my dog with me during my stay at the Lake District for a week. He's well groomed and well behaved, and I would be glad if you would be willing to permit me to keep my dog in my room. A day later, the man received a reply from the hotel owner who said, I have been operating this hotel for many years, and in all these years, I have never had a dog steal towels, night robes, silverware, or picture frames off the walls. I have never had to evict a dog in the middle of the night for being drunk and disorderly, and I have never had a dog run out of money while settling the bill. Yes, indeed, your dog is most welcome at my hotel, and if your dog will vouch for you, you are welcome to stay here too. Friends, humans have always felt that they are superior to all other species. We like to think that we are special and sophisticated because of our superior intellect. This distinguishes us from animals. Humans are far more powerful today than at any other time. But the frightening fact is that now humans are far more irresponsible than ever before. Friedrich Nietzsche, a German philosopher, once said, man is the cruelest animal. And why did he say that? I think the quote explores the cruel and the dark nature of human beings. It brings out our faults and how, although we consider ourselves fair to other species, even each other, we are truly not. We torture and kill other animals for food, resources, and clothing items. We fight each other, have wars and mass killings all around the world. Unlike animals, it's that knowing right from wrong and intentionally deciding to do the wrong to gain some benefit is what makes man the most cruel animal. On June 8, 1963, the Illustrated London News ran a story about an exhibition at the Gorilla House at the Bronx Zoo in New York City. And the exhibit told the visitors, you are looking at the most dangerous animal in the world. It alone, of all the animals that have ever lived, can exterminate and has exterminated entire species of animals. Now it has the power to wipe out all life on earth. The exhibit was only a mirror with the words the most dangerous animal in the world in red on top of the cage. Positioned between the mountain gorilla and the orangutan cages, visitors would peer through what looked at to be a cage bars and were shocked to see their own reflection. The text was later changed and stated, this animal, increasing at a rate of 1,90,000 every 24 hours, is the only creature that has ever killed off entire species of other animals, and now it has achieved the power to wipe out all life on earth. The exhibit was the brainchild of Joseph Davis Jr., the curator of mammals. Now, the display made international news in its time and sparked startling realizations for many. The New York zoo goers saw the title and what appears to be another caged animal. What they saw instead was a huge mirror with their own faces reflected back at them. The goal of the most dangerous animal in the world was to highlight the alarming rate that humanity is destroying the homes of animals. The exhibit's goal was to encourage the conservation of wildlife and lessen humanity's consistent deforestation and destruction of the natural habitats of animals we admire. Friends, we humans have the potential to make the planet on which life exists heaven or hell. We engage in a host of behaviors that are destructive to our own kind, to ourselves, and to others. Accepting our role and responsibility as stewards of the animals and our planet is what makes human humane. According to experts, loss of biodiversity and accelerating climate change in the coming decades, coupled with ignorance and short term self interest in the pursuit of wealth, is threatening the survival of all species, including our very own. In the quest for pleasures, we have behaved in ways utterly unbecoming to our status as humans. Ecosystems, the fabric of life on which we all depend, are declining rapidly because of human actions. Over the last 50 years, nature's capacity to support us has plummeted. Air and water quality are reducing, soil is depleting, crops are short of pollinators, and coasts are less protected from storms. Humans are transforming Earth's natural landscape so dramatically that as many as 1 million plant and animal species are now at the risk of extinction, posing a dire threat to ecosystems that people all over the world depend on for their survival. Do you know that there's an alarming decline in honeybees, butterflies, moths, flies, beetles, fireflies, and countless other insects? As a child, I have great memories of watching and catching fireflies each time I visited our relations in the village in the month of June. They literally lit up my pathway as I walked out at night. Sadly, the magic they brought has gone forever. I see none now. According to scientists, the alarming decline is due to excessive lights, pesticide use, and loss of habitat from development. Now, the decline of butterflies, beetles, ants, bees, wasps, flies, crickets, and dragonflies has consequences far beyond their own demise. With insect extinction, we lose much more than the species. Many insect species are vital providers of services that are irreplaceable, including pollination, nutrient cycling, and pest control. This decline of insect population could deeply impact ecosystem and human civilization, as these tiny creatures form the base of the food chain, pollinate, dispose of waste, and enliven the soil. Now, according to entomologists, if insects disappear, the world will fall apart, and there's no two ways about it. They say that if bees disappeared off the face of the earth, man would have only 4 years left to live. And friends, without bees, there will be no pollination. And without pollination, plants will become extinct, which will in turn will be responsible for extinction of all other animals, including humans. When the habitat becomes degraded such that there are fewer resources to go around, when fertility starts to decline, when birth rate sinks below death rates, and when genetic resources are limited, the only way is down. The question is, how fast? Friends, let's face it, we are pretty much doomed as things stand. Our skies fill with smoke, our water chokes in plastic, our planet is heating up, and people and animals are dying at record-breaking pace. These are not natural disasters. They are consequences of centuries of thoughtless human action. We must realize that the only future global threats we can be certain of are those in nature's armory. The greatest danger our world has ever faced, it is not terrorists or robots, but ultimately every one of us.